Yo, listen. I want to tell you something. That's for your own good. Stop trying to change people. People are going to do what the fuck they want to do. No matter what race they are. No matter if they male or female, bisexual, transsexual, transgender, queer, gay, lesbian. No matter if they're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. Doesn't make a difference. Whatever an individual wants to do, they're going to do it. And by you trying to convince them otherwise, you're just wasting your goddamn time. And it's just the plain and simple truth. You see, on my channel, I give you the simple truth. It ain't deep. You don't have to motherfucking dissect my words. I'm not using a bunch of big ass words that you don't understand. I'm not talking about topics or subjects that you can't comprehend. It's just basic 101 shit. Stop trying to change people. You're wasting your fucking time. I was in a Y today, right? And it was this, we were all in the sauna. It was this big white lady, you know, heavy set. And it's a dude that I know, you know, I'm cool with. And then it was me and somebody else. And, you know, the dude I'm cool with, he knows, you know, a lot about nutrition and shit like that. He's building on nutrition and shit like that. We going back and forth. And the big white lady was asking the guy that I know what to eat. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's trying to tell her what to eat and what not to eat, what's healthy and what's not healthy. And she's like, yo, I can't have my yogurt. I can't have this. I can't have that. And it's like they going back and forth, back and forth. And then she said it again, like, you know, just tell me what to eat. And I blurted out, eat whatever the fuck you want to eat. Period. Because we can't convince you to change yourself. We can't convince you to practice good eating habits. Matter of fact, that's not our job to do. You need to convince yourself. And that's what I said to her. I said, yo, eat whatever the fuck you want to eat. You know your body. You know what you supposed to do. You know you're supposed to exercise. You know you're supposed to eat certain things. You know this white lady, she's not a fool. But it was like she kept on going on and on and on and on. And I'm looking at the dude that I know that I'm cool with, and I'm like, damn, this nigga is wasting a lot of time with her. And at the end of the day, she's gonna go home and eat what the fuck she wanna eat. And the proof is in the pudding. Literally, she's probably eating pudding. But the proof is in the pudding. You can see that she eats whatever the fuck she wants to eat because she's big. Let me tell you something. There are certain things that you are not going to stop a human being from doing. No matter how much you fucking tell them that it's wrong and you should do this and that. You could talk for fucking hours, days, years. Nigga, you could die and come back. And that motherfucker will not listen to you. If it's about food, drugs, and sex, you ain't gonna convince the average person to change their habits as far as dealing with food, drugs, and sex. That's not gonna happen. You'll be wasting your goddamn time. What you have to do is just tell them and leave it. Leave it up to them. Put the responsibility in their hands. And it's just that plain and simple. Now you may say, well, damn, Langston, you have videos that tell people, that they shouldn't do this and do this and that. No, 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 no. Don't motherfucking get it confused. I'm only here to say, hey, listen, let's think. Let's think. Let's think about what we're doing. And I want to show you a different way of thinking. Damn, I didn't think about that way. I'm going to use that. Thanks, Langston. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to dictate shit. I'm not here to motherfucking force you to do anything that you don't want to do. Ultimately, the change that has to happen in your life is all on you. That's your responsibility, not mine. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure I'm straight. And when it boils down to you or me, I'm going to choose me every day. Because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck what you do. I'm going to put it out there. And if you don't utilize it, if you do utilize my words, hey, that's on you. And some people may look at me and say, man, you're negative. You're always talking about shit, and it's like it's as if you have no hope. No, that's not the case. I'm not negative. What people fail to realize is I'm a realist. And I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm not going to give you that keep hope alive speech. That's not me. I leave that shit up to Jesse Jackson and all of the rest of these motherfuckers that say that shit. I'm not going to paint a fucking Care Bear scenery, because that's not what life is all about. Life is you, the person, the individual, getting up off your ass and making a difference in your life. Period. Because nobody's going to do it for you. It's just that plain and simple. Which goes back to what I was saying. You have to change your direction, your approach when talking to people. It's just that plain and simple. If you know, let's say your mom's is eating pork. If you know that chitlins, pig feet, and all that shit is no good for you, well, look, give her the information. And if she continues doing what she wants to do, then let her die. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just being real. So that's being negative. That's being negative. No, what's negative is she's ignorant. She wants to continue to eat her pig feet and chitlins no matter if it kills her. That's what's negative. What's real is this. You cannot convince her to do any better than what she's doing. She has to convince herself. And if she does not want to change, you got to let Big Mama go. It's just that plain and simple. Serious. And I know it's hard. Pause. I know it will be hard to let go of your family member. But guess what? Which one is worse? You let go, or you continue to talk on deaf ears, and then you get stressed out. So you trying to get her to eat healthy. Now you're unhealthy because you're stressed. And being stressed out is just as bad as eating bad food. Stress can kill you just like bad food, junk food can kill you. We got to start thinking about one another. We got to start worrying about ourselves. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We have to start thinking about ourselves, not everybody else. We got to stop that thinking about one another and think about ourselves. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Especially when you're pampering yourself. You're taking care of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. We all should be selfish to a certain extent. We all should make sure that we as an individual are taken care of first. Period. You put yourself first. And then everything else second, third, fourth, fifth. You know, a lot of people will say, well, you know, I put my children first. Well, guess what? That's the reason why you walk out looking like shit, and your children look good. They got all brand new sneakers, brand new shirts, clothes, and gadgets, and all the rest of that stuff. They're looking good. They're getting their proper education and all the rest of that. You put your all in your children, but guess what? You're walking around looking like shit, wearing that fucking the damn 10-week-old motherfucking wig that you got on your head, and the raggedy ass clothes that you got on, with them raggedy ass Croc shoes that you're wearing. Yeah, you are a role model to them. They look at you and say, that's not what I want to be when I grow up. That's not what I want to look like. You got to put yourself first. When you put yourself first, guess what? The children will see you and they'll say, you know what? Just like my mother. You see, I'm ashamed when I go outside looking like shit because I wasn't brought up that way. My mother never skipped a goddamn beat in her life. I seen her wear a pair of sneakers one time, and that was when we was doing some charity work painting at this Boys and Girls Club. One time. My mother show up at, do not invite my mother to a cookout. My mother show up in heels, motherfucker. Her worst day is your best day. Her worst day of dressing is your best day. I watch my mother. Never skipped a beat. Never. Hair always done. My moms don't wear makeup. Hair always done. Shit is always in place. So that's the reason why I kick myself in the ass. Because I'm like, God damn, I wasn't brought up like that. I wasn't brought up walking outside with flip-flops and a motherfucking shirt that got a hole in it. My moms would kill me. So you got to put yourself first. And when your children see that mommy and daddy look good and mommy and daddy care about themselves, they'll care about themselves too as well. It's just that plain and simple. You can't change people. People have to change themselves and stop worrying about them. Y'all going around with this Jesus ideology. And listen, I'm not knocking the Christians or anybody that believes in Jesus. But guess what? If you do believe in him, leave that shit up to him. He was here to come down and save everybody. You weren't. You're only one person. And that's it. You keep on extending yourself to every fucking body else. And ain't nobody extending themselves to you. When the last time those people that you helped out call you and say, guess what? You've been helping me out. You've been doing this and that for me. I'm going to cook for you. Never. You bust your ass for everybody else, but don't nobody bust their ass for you. You can't change people, man. You just can't. That's including the children as well. Once they turn 18, legally, they are legally an adult. Once they turn 18, I'm not telling you to kick them out. I'm just telling you point blank, you can't tell them what to do anymore. It's their choice. It's up to them what they want to fucking do. I will say this, you can kick their asses out if they don't abide by your fucking rules. If they want to smoke weed, drink, be promiscuous, fucking suck, and all the rest of that shit, guess what? If they grown enough to do all of that shit, they grown enough to have their own shit to do all the rest, to do that shit. You shouldn't put up with that shit. Period. Other than that, don't kick them out. Let them live. They still trying to figure out the motherfucking world. They still trying to navigate in this society. But if they don't want to fucking listen, hey, you can't change them. If my mother told me when I was young to stop smoking weed, I would have been like, what? Period. My mother couldn't tell me shit. And guess what? At the end of the day, she had to let me go. She had to let me go. I had to become my own man. My sister had to become her own woman. The only person that you can change is you. My name is Langston 2092. Donate, subscribe, share, like, and comment. 1.